G'day everyone. I got worms coming today. Coming from a local place, the Worm Shed in Chittering, so not too far away. So I thought it's time we did a bit of maintenance on the worm farms that I have. And I've got 3 of these things. I really haven't taken great care of them or done much with them, but then again, you don't really need to. But the big problem has been summer. We had another really hot summer, lots of heat waves over 40 degrees. No matter what I did, it still got too hot for the poor little earthworms. So the population's pretty small at the moment. I've got a few left, but nowhere near enough. That's why I've gone off and bought some more. But what we need to do is about once a year or so, give them a clean out and start them sort of fresh. I've got a top tray that's full of stuff for the worm suite. We leave that alone. But these lower trays, we're going to get everything out. So there's our lovely worm castings. And I've got a fair few worms in there, but they're not very active. And I don't want to put them out in the garden. I want to keep them for continuing to work in my worm farm. So I'm going to put the worm castings through this little sieve that I got from Temu quite some time ago. And we'll try and filter out a few of the earthworms and get rid of any of these supposedly compostable plastic bags that I threw in before I realised they're not really compostable. Now, are we keeping our worms out? I think they're pretty small. So this will actually help us get any plastics that are in there out. A few little bits of straw and what have you. I think these worms are too small to filter out. I have had a bit of a plague of slaters in here. I don't mind a few, but boy, was there lots of them. Seem to have migrated out now a bit, so that's all right. Yeah, there's still quite a few in there. I'll bring you in to have a look for me if we actually get any out. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, worms are going straight through, so that's not going to work. My worms are too small. So all we're going to do then is empty it in there. So it may seem pretty silly, we're taking it from this one to that one, but I've actually given this one a clean. And the main reason we're now doing this is, as I said, get out the plastics that slips through, or anything that's non-compostable. Like that. What was that? Ah, it's not a worm blanket. Got buried. We'll put him back on. This is also letting me know really what the state of my worm population is. And there's a few, as I said, but not a huge number. They will come back in winter. Fruit stickers. I'm going to stick the plastic labels on fruit. Why? Can't you do a paper one or something? So while we're doing this, I'm going to talk about some of the other things that I do maintenance-wise. I know a lot of places suffer from frost, and that can kill your earthworms. It gets too cold. We never get that here. We might get one day a year where it's 0 degrees Celsius, so about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. But we'll only get one day a year like that. However, we will get 10 days in a row where it's over 40, usually around 45. Forget what that is in Fahrenheit things, 3 mules and an ostrich, I think. No, it's about 110, 115 degrees. And if I do nothing, that kills every single earthworm. So what I tend to do is get cool drink bottles, 1.25 litre plastic things that you go through lots of. Well, I do. fill them full of water, freeze them, and put them on top of the worm blanket. That tends to help keep them cool. You've got to change it every day, of course, refreeze them, but it keeps some of them alive. I also keep it up in a nice shady position so they don't get full sun, and make sure it's kept nice and damp. I also use a little bit of garden lime, just a very light sprinkle every now and again to keep the acidity of the soil down, or the pH up, and that certainly encourages their growth. We're going to redo the worm blanket now because it is getting cold, so we need a nice covering to keep them warm. And that's about it. But just give them a clean out, get rid of some of the, not necessarily unwanted bugs, but the non-worm bugs that are in there. And I get lots of these little white fellows, which I'll show you later on. And they're actually quite good for the garden, so we don't want to hurt them. But let's get it emptied out. Try not to hurt any of the worms. There's a lot of baby ones in here. All right, let's just scrape that in here. But you can see a few on the bottom there hanging through. We really don't want to hurt them if we can avoid it. This stuff is worth its weight in gold. Now you can see we've got bunches of little baby earthworms, very small. They will be the ones that have survived and are just hatching now after the horrible hot summer that we had. But there's quite a lot of them in there. There's a few poking out the back. Roly-poly, slater, whatever you want to call them, floating around there. As I said, a few I don't mind, but I put a beer trap in here. It caught some of the slaters, didn't get any earthworms, so that's good, and just reduced the population a bit. As I said, I don't mind them. They're actually quite good for the garden, but they do breed a little too quickly and they will compete with the earthworms. The worm castings themselves are nice and damp. We can see crumbly. That used to be vegetables. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Absolute gold for the garden. And as I've got 3 of these going, I get quite a bit. So let's, as I said, empty them out without hurting the earthworms if we can help it. And then we will hose it out and restock it when my new worms arrive later today. Very expensive way to do it, but you pay for quality. That little bit there, we're going to hose out on our tamarillos, have a nice clean tub to put our new worms in, and then we shall cut a new blanket for him. Hang around, as soon as the worms arrive, we'll get the next bit done. So this is the garden lime that I've been using, and I would put about that much in it every 6 or 8 weeks. Just a tiny bit to keep the soil not the soil, but the environment not too acid, because they don't like acid. Oh, I was going to show the little white fellas. A few of them floating around. Have to zoom in and have a look. I'll do a separate shot of him. Well, my worms have been delivered by a lovely lady who also gave me a whole bunch of literature to have a look through, and I've had to skim through. Barcode on the front. Not barcode, what they call them, QR code. On the front to watch a video to see about care, which I had a quick skim through, but I will go through properly. But here are the worms. They're in there. Now let's have a dig through. Lots of worms in there. I'm not sure if you can see them, but they're in there. Now, a couple of things with this. Wasn't cheap. You can go to the big green shed and buy 1,000 worms for $35 or something or other, $40. This is $80 for 1,000. I think it's 1,000 anyway. You buy them by weight, not number. Okay, you go to the big green shed and buy about the same for about $40 or so. They sort of work, but they're kind of unreliable. Depends how long they've been sitting there. It's also maybe not the best sort of worms for our environment. So I went to the experts. The worm shed. Not sponsored, by the way, just bought these on my own, with my own money, which is what I do with everything, by the way. I do this for a hobby, they do this for a living. So, here they are. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to put them into my cleaned out worm farm, but we're going to leave one of the trays with some of the food sitting at the bottom. Probably a bit much according to the worm shed, a bit much food, but I think it'll be okay. So I've got one tray left in here, the one I cleaned out. Come in and have a look. There we go. I'll put that one back together. But there's some food in here for them. A few slugs and things as well, but we'll get rid of them. We'll put our clean tray back on top, put our earthworms in it with the shredded paper. And that was a really important thing that she mentioned. We need to put shredded paper in. And I haven't been doing that. But I do have a shredder for old documents and bills and things. So we'll add that in as well. So I've just tipped them in. You can see lots of worms in there. Come in and have a look. I'm going to spread them out, create a nice, or cut a nice new worm blanket for them, and cover them up. Plenty of food underneath for them. We won't feed them for a few more days, but that all should be good. Back in a sec. All right, let's just spread them out gently. Oh, look at that, lovely. Lots and lots of wormies. Come in and have another look. You can see lots in there. So now we're just going to cover it up with our new blanket and put our lid on. So there we have it. I've started off a new batch of worms. There's some of the old worms right down in the bottom, of course, but mostly these new ones. We're going to follow their instructions really, really carefully from now on and see how well they go. I'm sure they'll be fine. All right, let me know how you got on with your worm farm. Any special tricks we should keep an eye on? Enjoy life. Catch you in the garden.